Speaking of full throttle, it's early enough that we don't completely know the answer to this, but Cooper Kupp is back at practice for the Rams. We know all about him, and it's fun and scary that the Rams have been playing as well on offense without him. I don't know how many people saw that coming. I'm going to hope, for the sake of a more fun game, that Cooper Kupp is on the field on Sunday. How do you think that changes what the Rams do on offense? Especially, I don't want to say Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua are the same player, but I do think there are some similarities there. And I'm curious about how those two will coexist on this Rams offense once they both start playing.
Yeah, and I actually think that's one of the more fascinating components to this week's game. All indications are that Cooper Kupp had a good first day back yesterday. We'll get the injury report. We'll have a chance to speak to some of their coaches later today and tomorrow. So we're looking forward to kind of hopefully getting an update about his status. But you said, I mean, Puka Nacua, he's been the story of the year. The breakout star as a rookie and what he's done. Obviously, there's a million stats that people can rattle off, but he does do a lot of his damage out of the inside kind of slot position. He's a big physical guy, makes a lot of contested catches. Seems like he's always open. And that's kind of the role he's kind of assumed, that role that we've seen for years Cooper Kupp have. So I think if anybody can figure it out, it's a good problem to have. If you're Sean McVay, is okay, I have a lot of guys now I can throw the ball to. How do I work it all together and build the package? I think for the Rams, that's a good thing. I think it might take them a week or two to figure out how they complement each other and what that looks like with them both on the field at the same time. But let's not forget, just a couple of years ago, Cooper Kupp was the offensive player of the year, just shy of 2,000 receiving yards. So, I mean, this guy's a pretty good player when healthy. So I think he's going to get his opportunities. And I think this goes, this is the matchup of the game in my mind. I think with Stafford and this kind of passing game and the real pass heavy attack, they don't really care to run the ball much, although they were better last week against Indy. I think the bottom line is, how does the Philadelphia Eagles defensive backs, the secondary is a little banged up. They've weathered some injuries through the first couple of weeks, and it's not the pass defense that we saw, at least statistically, last year on the way to the Super Bowl. So that's the matchup of the game. If they can continue to spread them out and get open space and let the wide receivers and tight ends operate, I think that's, if there is a little bit of a weakness right now, getting it sorted out, that's pass defense of the Eagles, and that plays to the strengths of the Rams.